All right, check it out, guys. I have this whole timing area set up for you to see. Look at that lighting. Not too shabby, right? All right, let's see what we got. Do you see this thing here? All right, that is our tensioner. Now, I have to loosen this bolt a little bit so that it can hang down, and I got to put the other bolt in. They're both 10 millimeter. We have all our seals in. Crankshaft. You can see one of the camshafts up there. The other one's on the right. We have our water pump. We have our water pump put in, our new water pump. All those 12 millimeter bolts have been evenly tightened. Put nothing around the gasket. Let it go on dry. Just make sure that the aluminum is nice and clean when you go to put it on. That's the main thing. The tensioners, I already mentioned. The pulleys, the idler pulleys, there they are. Make sure you have them the right direction so that they like spin properly and they're not all weird looking. If you put them on wrong, they won't look right. Especially this one. This one's got to be on right. You got to have this bolt the right way through, and you have to have that little inside washer type, I guess, engineered piece that I guess, what would you call it? A sleeve. There's a sleeve that goes in, and this rests on it so that this hangs down freely. And then the tensioner rides on it. I guess, see how this is like, the belt will ride on that, and then the tensioner presses up against the belt with that metal part riding on along, I guess, as a guide right there. So it's kind of an interesting setup. I was looking at it when I took it off, but not in a whole lot of detail. But yeah, this thing, yeah, see, it's actually loose enough that I can turn it a little bit right there. It should be down here, not up there. The bolt will have it down here when I have it tightened. And that, I thought that might go down lower, but maybe it doesn't. I guess it's engineered to just go down that far. In any case, don't pull your pin out until you have your belt in, or else this hydraulic pin is going to pop out, or whatever this is here, and you cannot get that back in unless you have a press. So yeah. So we're technically almost ready to put the belt on. We have one more thing we got to do, and that is set up make sure we're still at top dead center. We have our crankshaft, which has to be at TDC, and our camshafts, which have to be at TDC. And we're going to do that today. All right, I was mistaken before. Now you see this pulley here. This isn't an idler pulley. This is a tensioner pulley. So this is the tensioner, and this is the hydraulic pin, and this is the pin that you pull out so the hydraulic pin pushes in. And this pin pushes on this metal plate right here, which pushes this roller up against the belt, which will be running down along here. So this is a tensioner roller, I guess, because the pin presses on the metal, which presses the roller against the belt. So it's kind of an ingenious way of setting up a tensioner, I guess. I like it. It's cool. Too bad some other parts of the car aren't as cool, like this stupid timing belt procedure where you gotta make sure the engine's at TDC, and oh my gosh, we're about to do that next. So if there's an issue, I'm gonna film it, and I'm gonna not be happy about it because it's gonna take some time away from the table, and we don't have much of that as it is, do we, guys? All right, let's see you there. All right, YouTube, we're at the point where we're putting our timing gear, or our crankshaft gear, back together. We're off by a little bit, by about a tooth. So we've got to take our crank gear back just a tiny bit. I was told you're not really supposed to go backward with these things, but you can if it's just minor movements. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and line it up with our back TDC mark. I'm sure you can see it back there. But first we've got to pound our crank gear back the rest of the way, because it's tight already. But if you remember, it was tight coming off pretty much most of the way. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of tap it the same way we took it off, like with the screwdrivers in the back, tapping it this way, this way, this way, this way, slowly driving it off. We're gonna do the opposite, and we're gonna kind of just tap around the face of it, slowly driving it back on. Then we'll make our minor adjustment, and we will move on to the sprockets. We're getting there, guys. The old girl's gonna purr again, I promise.